Say Everly's.
It's Maddie and Everly.
Good job! Hi guys, we are in LA right now. Well, not really LA. I just say LA because that's what everybody knows it as.
And guys, we can't see Dumbledore. We're on the other side of the world.
Yeah, we can't see Gumball right now because we're on the other side of the world. Hi guys, welcome to the vlog. We haven't traveled.
Where there is air?
Oh, that's smoke from the car because the air coming out of the car is so warm and it's so cold outside. We are currently in Calabasas. We filmed.
And I did one who those goggles out there.
Yeah, me too. Maybe we can try to drive there. I don't think it'll work, but.
Like I have a pinky on.
Yeah, silly. Today is a fun day.
We're going to the beach.
Yes. So we came to California kind of on business, also on pleasure because.
Guys, I have a pinky on. You know that.
Yeah.
Tell you something else and.
So we stayed a night with Allie's friend, and after we filmed with Jubilee, we headed to our Airbnb. It is in the mountains. It is beautiful. It is 9:02 right now in the morning. I've got a few things I want to do today. First, we're heading to Starbucks, then we're heading to the beach, and it is very, very cold, but main goal is to find seashells today. So in the Starbucks drive-thru, I'm gonna put on a little bit of makeup. Okay, we're going to Starbucks. I'm gonna put on some makeup in the drive-thru. I've got another thing to do today that's very exciting. She wants a cake pop. She wants a cake pop. Okay. She wants regular milk too. But we're gonna head there and I'm gonna show y'all how beautiful it is over here. So we are just in our little rental car, Ford Fiesta.
Hi guys, this is Everly and Mama. Welcome to the video and I love you.
You are so sweet. So the mountains are right there. We literally drove through the mountains to get there. And I've always talked about like, oh my god, I hate LA. It's gross. But holy crap, you drive like less than an hour and it is beautiful.
LA is gross.
It's just gross. I think it smells bad.
No, it's not. It smells good.
It definitely smells bad. But we are driving to Starbucks right now. I do. I'm really saying you have a face mask because I found my face mask. I thought I forgot it, but I didn't. We are at Starbucks. It doesn't have a drive-thru, so we're just parking and going in. And then once we're done getting our stuff, I am going to just sit in the car and do a little bit of makeup.
Mama, do a little bit of makeup.
Okay, you can. We are going into Starbucks right now. We are on Pacific Coast Highway. Is it good? So it is very sunny, but we just got to the beach. We just parked at a random one because okay, I'm getting Everly and we are going to the beach. Hey guys, so it's a while after this video was filmed. I have to come in and explain some things because I didn't have time to explain them when they were happening. So let's get into it. After this, we were just at the beach having fun and we ended up going to another beach. I was like, hey, really, let's go to a beach with sand. I think it would be really fun. So we can play in the sand, make sandcastles, look for seashells. Because we had just driven down to one of the Malibu beaches. We were just hanging out there, but the Malibu beaches have a lot of rocks at the ones we were at. So we drove down to Santa Monica. Before we even went to the Santa Monica beach, Everly was telling me, Mama, I want to go home. Can we just go home? But Everly was just saying like she wants to go back. She wants to go home. And I could just tell like she wasn't really feeling like herself because in the morning she was fine. And I don't know what happened. She was so excited in the morning. We went to Starbucks. She was feeling good. She was very, very excited to go to the beach. And then out of nowhere, once we're in the car, she just starts feeling really off. I could tell like something was going on. I thought she was just tired though. I was supposed to go film a podcast episode with one of my friends. I was going to Santa Monica as well to kind of be near Beverly Hills so I could go to the studio when it was time. And I didn't have to drive all the way from Malibu to Beverly Hills. So I kind of told Everly, I'm like, hey, it's okay. We're gonna go to the beach. We're gonna try for a minute. If you still wanna go home, we can go home after we get there. I just wanna try. We got there. She wasn't very adamant about getting out and walking around. We ended up walking down to this park and I asked her, hey, are you feeling okay? Is everything okay? And she's like, my tummy hurts. Like, I don't feel good. I just feel really yucky. I feel tired. And I asked her, do you feel like you need to go potty? Do you feel like you need to eat? Or do you feel like you're gonna like throw up? And she said, I think I might feel like I'm gonna throw up, but I don't want to. And she just started crying, saying like she doesn't want to throw up. So we were at the park and we ended up walking back from the park and we walked on the beach. And like there were points in time where she was having fun and she was kind of like distracted from the way she was feeling. And then after a few minutes she'd like realize like that we're not home, I think. And she just started saying, Mama, I want to go home. But we went on the beach and we collected some seashells. She ended up having some fun with that. And then she just starts like crying. After being like really happy for a minute, she started crying, saying she wanted to go. So at this point, I was like, okay, I tried. She's really not feeling good. I texted my friend and I told her like, I'm so sorry. We're not going to be able to make it. Everly's feeling sick. I tried. We were literally about to head there, which I felt really bad about that, but I had to put Everly first in that moment. We start driving back to our Airbnb. The whole car ride, she's just not really talking. And usually she's so talkative. I was just trying to talk to her and she was just in the back, and just looking at her, I could tell something was wrong. Not just like sick wrong. Like something is wrong. And I could tell she wasn't feeling good, but on top of the not feeling good, there was something wrong. Something else was going on. Go back to the Airbnb and I'm like trying to talk to her, help her feel better. And once we're like back in and everything, she just goes straight to sleep. And she had slept pretty good the night before. I end up kind of like weighing all my options because this was our last day in California. We would have had to leave pretty early in the morning the next day. I called my mom, I called my boyfriend, I talked to everybody for their opinion on what I should do because I was so anxious. I was alone with my toddler in a different state, thousands of miles away from everybody that I know, my family, my friends. At this point, Allie had already left LA as well, so I didn't really like have her to call. I know a few people in LA, but it's not like where I feel like I can reach out. Like, we're not that close. I ended up checking my flights and seeing how much it would cost to be moved to a different flight, just like same day flight change type stuff. And it wasn't that much more at all, and I could get some money back on the rental car. So I decided, okay, we're just gonna leave. We don't have anything else to do here. We can just leave. So I booked a flight for that afternoon. One of the main reasons that I changed my flight to the same day is because honestly, I couldn't afford at that point in time. It would have really hurt me financially to have to pay for an extra rental car day, extra Airbnb day, extra food even, the flight change, if we were to have gotten sick and had to stay. If I did do that, that could have really messed me up financially with my savings because I'm trying to buy a house. And I knew that if the next morning we were both sick, if it was something, I would have been sick by then too, because that's usually how it happens. One of us gets sick first, next day we're both sick. I knew that we would not be able to fly like that. So while I was well, I wanted to get back home as soon as possible. Motherly instinct is so weird. And I knew that we needed to get home as soon as possible. Whenever I saw the look on Everly's face and how she was feeling, I knew we needed to get home as soon as possible. And I couldn't tell you why. Once I tell her we're going home, she starts to feel a little bit better, which was really weird because she was just like feeling horrible. We packed up all our stuff, and our Airbnb was like at the bottom of a hill. There wasn't parking next to it. I had to carry my huge suitcase, my huge pink suitcase. If you've seen it before, it's ridiculous. Everly, our bags, and her suitcase, because Everly didn't want to walk. She wasn't feeling good. It was freezing outside. I had to carry everything and load it up in the car while carrying a toddler, and it was a lot. I was in pain for a solid week after that. So I get everything loaded up into the rental car, and we head to return the rental car before our flight. Once, like, I'm in the car with Everly, she starts to, start talking more and, act like she's feeling better. We end up taking our rental car back and getting in our Uber to go to the airport. And by that time, Everly is basically 100%. And honestly, I think it could have been the elevation, because we were staying in the mountains. And I know that elevation isn't really that high there. When we were in Colorado, she had got sick as well, and the elevation's a lot higher there. So I'm not sure. It could have been the elevation, or another case is just anxiety about not being at home. As a kid, I struggled with really bad anxiety. It would make sense if she were to be struggling with that too, which I really hope she's not, but it makes sense if that were to happen. So once we're in the Uber driving to the airport, this little girl is 100%, feeling fine and so excited to go home. I'm not sure what it was exactly. It was really weird because I thought something was really wrong. And then as soon as we start going home, because I had this gut feeling like we need to go home. As soon as we start heading home, she was good. And I have to trust my gut. My gut was telling me something's wrong and we need to go home. And I trusted that feeling and everything was okay. So I'm really grateful for that. Part 2 to this story time. We get into our Uber, because once I calculated everything at home, and I have Waze, it can tell me how long it's going to take at certain times. It said we were going to be an hour before our flight leaves. And I get to the rental car place in time, return the rental car in time. It says we're gonna make it an hour to 30 minutes before our flight. So we're gonna be able to make the flight, hopefully. And then we get in our Uber, traffic hits because it's raining. And we were in an Uber for about 3 hours. We missed our flight. Here we are on our way to the airport, no rental car, nothing. And we missed our flight. So I called my grandma, who used to work for the airline that I fly with, and I'm like, what do I do? Because the support was no help over the phone. Because it was just literally in the messages, and they said there's an hour wait when I tried to call. So my grandma told me just go up to the desk once you get there. And I made it in time to make the next flight, which left an hour after mine. I was in time to make that flight. Until I went to the line to wait. I was in the line to talk to customer service for so long that we missed the other flight. So we got put on another flight, but we were standby. We were 15 on the standby list, which means there has to be 15 people not on the flight to be able to get on the flight. We were just at the airport, and I didn't know if we were going to make our flight. Whenever the flight is done boarding, I'm like, oh crap, we didn't make the flight. And then they called our names. Oh my god, they called our names. This was the moment for me. I was so excited that we made this flight. We get our tickets, and I look at the seats to see where we're going. So first class is 1 through 8, and sometimes 1 through 10. Sometimes just 1 through 5. Depends on the plane. But we were in row 13, 14, I believe, which is a very good row that people will pay extra to sit in. It was really close to the front, big seats, everything. But we scooched into these big seats, and as soon as I read the seats on our tickets, I started crying. Because I was not only so relieved to make this flight, but so happy to not be sitting in the very back or apart from each other, because I didn't know if we were gonna get tickets next to each other. I started crying. I had to pull myself together to hand my ticket to the people. I had paid for seats in advance on our other flights. Me and Everly could be next to each other in good seats, and it would be a comfy flight. And I lost those because we canceled our flight and switched it. So I lost those seats, and I got even better seats than I booked the last time. And I was very excited about that. We ended up getting home okay and everything, but that trip was crazy, but it was a learning experience for me. I'm very, very thankful that we were able to get home and Everly was okay because I knew something was up. I knew we needed to get home. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I apologize that there's no more travel vlogging, but all that happened. So yeah, maybe we'll drive like 30 minutes and stay in a hotel 30 minutes away and do like a little travel vlog. We'll go to a pond and look for rocks. Traveling is really hard. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.